welcome everybody to another edition of the Greenbox Convos. It's your boy Just Lando with my main peoples, my co-hostesses.
Marlon of Nazareth.
What's up, y'all? It's the girl, Miss Coco.
And that nigga is definitely Marlon of Nazareth with that damn background right now. I'm kind of jealous because it's kind of fresh. I'm thinking of it, but you know, I got to keep it traditional with the green boxes. That's where we at. You know what I mean? It's a show where we, bring you this week's headlines, do a little that or this or that, do a little top five and wrap. But again, we're gonna have another kind of a special where we just talk about the headlines this time because it's been a while, right? We just want to get y'all caught up and let y'all know we still here. And with that, everybody, how's you been?
I'm good. Y'all got me in this hood ass state of Virginia, and now I'm at the pearly gates. You see,
Nobody told your black ass to move that way, bro. We really did.
It was too damn expensive. Okay, fuck y'all.
Could have just moved with me and Vel, man. We would have got you all right. You would have been situated.
How about
Crystal?
you, Miss Coco?
I've been living, I've been good, working, trying to beat this heat because it's hot.
This is true.
I'm trying to live in these the inflation times because prices is selling ass soon. I'm just kidding.
No, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. I thought about it two times. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought about it two times going out there. Well, and shit, they make it look easy on TV.
They do. I would never.
Shit.
I would never break my neck. I would never do that.
Oh shit. Anyway,
how about you, man?
How you been?
Thank y'all. All right. See, they learning, y'all. They learning. See, the squeaky steel gets the oil. If you keep telling them, hey, y'all don't check on me. Detrimental to the progress. And then they actually, but I'm in straight. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing really well. Just out here living, trying to beat the heat and beat the cost of inflation. Because man, gas has got people out there doing something strange for a piece of change.
So nice.
So, glad to see y'all doing well. And with that, let's hit them with these headlines, y'all.
Let's get it. Let's start off with Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti went on Drink Champs, and he let off a lot of stuff that was on his chest. You know what I mean? The main thing was stuff about Ashanti and how he described their sexual relationship, and just kept going on and on and on. How are you feeling about Irv bringing up the past like that? Especially, it ain't ever in the business stuff. It's like personal.
That nigga lying straight the fuck up. The way that Nori was posing the questions to him, especially when he posed the question, hey, do you ever, just go back and look at her stuff on her Instagram now? It's like, oh, I never did, bro. I don't follow her, bro. I don't know nothing about what she's been doing since we broke. That nigga lying. You sound exactly like a nigga who would go and look at everything she's doing with a glass of whiskey in your hand, staring at the screen like this.
Probably masturbating while you do it.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like, to be fair, it wasn't destined to work out. This nigga was married while he was dating Ashanti. Like, the fuck are you doing, bro? So when she moved on and got with Nelly or whatnot, this nigga talking about I was at the crib and they showing up at the ball game together and I didn't even know. I'm like, shut your lying ass up. Oh, that nigga a liar.
I turned to my wife and said, you see this shit, babe?
Nigga lying.
It's very
lying.
I watched
really
the champ thing, but I also watched the Murder Inc. stuff, and it's a lot of conflicting stuff on there because if you listen to stuff that Irv Gotti said over the years, basically like, oh, I was married, she was my jumbo, she used to give me head, that's all it was, give me some ass every now and then, that's what it was. Now in the Drink Champs, it was, oh, I was in love with her, she wrote all them love songs about me, and we had a real thing. But then going over to the Murder Inc. documentary, him and his wife was actually separated before him and Ashanti started messing around. And according to him, he wrote them songs for Ashanti. Ashanti didn't write those songs. She just sang them. So it's very confusing. He tried to make it seem like she was a jump off this whole time. Now you're trying to make it seem like, oh, I was in love with her. She broke my heart. No, you was in love with your wife. Stop playing. You just want to have something aside, have something mess like, and from what they talk about on there, he was high half the time anyway on stuff. So you was doing all this stuff, messing around, messing up your own label, trying to discredit stuff. Like what he did was he used what him and Ashanti had, because on there he talks about how she was in the studio all the time, like kind of in the background, I was doing it. He found a song that fit her, put her on that, and it blew up. So he jumped on that because Ja Rule stuff was kind of like fizzling out a little bit.
Yeah.
He jumped over what Ja Rule had going on and any other artist he had on the label at the time. Because the documentary talks about one of the girls, I think it was Vita.
Yeah,
maybe Charlie Baltimore, a couple of them was like, all our projects.
Yeah, they tried to Charlie Baltimore the situation.
Yeah, she was like, all our stuff stopped because Ashanti was popping. So she took precedence over everything. And so he used that and the fact that he was banging her to kind of, I feel like he probably did that to not have to pay her what she really was due. So it's all confusing. He a clown, honestly, to me, because it's like, why you want to keep bringing it up? Like, this girl ain't never mentioned you as far as what y'all had on the slide. Why are you bringing it up now? Because she's doing her thing. Like, Ashanti died off for a minute, and now she like back in there. She's doing shows. She's making money. People are like, yo, she's still bad. She can actually sing. Like, and now it's like, well, let me slander her real quick. For what? Like,
it's a control thing.
What's about her?
Yeah.
Half of that was about her. And I'm like, you talking something else? Like,
had nothing else happen?
Ain't nothing else part of Murder Inc? What else happened?
No, there was nothing else in Murder Inc. 50 came through and shut Murder Inc. the fuck down. If I'm wrong, just say I'm wrong. But 50 came through and took Murder Inc.'s biggest artist at the time and shut that nigga the fuck down. Made him look like a real buster out there in them streets, right or wrong.
You did.
Right. I mean,
I think with the full context with them, with the federal charges, it was the right time. They couldn't do a whole lot. They wasn't focused on, a whole lot. So, 50, he contributed to their downfall, but it was a little bit more because they stopped the money part of their label. So
that's
they
true.
couldn't really make moves.
Them Supreme Team hits came through, and but see, here's another thing. That's where 50 kind of ties in again because he got the Snitchy Jackson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Snitchy Scent. You know what I mean? Did he do some telling? Was Curtis Jackson in there on the federal papers? I don't know.
They didn't.
I don't think
wasn't nothing to tell.
I don't think.
What are you talking about? He was a part of the Supreme Team too, but Supreme wasn't fucking with him as much as he was fucking with y'all.
But all that stemmed from Supreme still trying to do street stuff after Irv told him, "Hey, you could be the vice president of Murder Inc. We'll pay you $100,000 a year. You could just roll with us." But he kept trying to do street stuff, so that's what that stemmed from.
He lost Nas because of that. This documentary was big. Watching this, even Nas was like, I tried rocking with him, and he could have went big with Nas too because Nas was popping and Nas did his thing, but he fumbled that bag. It was like everybody kept talking about he wasn't focused on what he should have been focused on. You already trying to do street stuff, like that whole thing with 50. It only made 50 Cent bigger.
Yeah,
you push 50 over to Eminem and Dre, you messed up.
Absolutely. 50 had the industry at the time. 50 had the industry, not just Dre and M. Everybody wanted to work with Fifth at the time.
Everybody.
You know what I mean? So it's only going, and then Fifth went and got everybody from New York on his side too. Yayo, Low, fucking Banks, goddamn. If you were somebody in New York, you was trying to rock with G Unit. Everybody was trying to rock because they were making deals after deals. Remember, they had the G Unit sneakers.
They did.
They had, the vitamin water was popping. They had, you know what I mean?
The whole industry.
Everything.
Niggas ran through G Unit for no reason, like it was a t-shirt. So it was just everything.
Yeah, I mean, so everybody was running through G Unit. So who could Ja really run to? Who could Murder Inc. really run to?
Nobody.
Fat Joe wasn't Terror Squad wasn't nowhere near G Unit, but that's who they had backing them up. You know what I mean? Can you really say that?
I see what you mean by that, but if we talking skill wise, I don't know.
Skill wise, okay. Skill wise, yes. But we're talking about popularity as far as like how it all played out.
Well, yeah.
You know, the industry is all popularity.
But I feel like Terror Squad hit a little bit earlier. You know what I mean? Like,
of course.
But
if we're talking skill wise,
we
can't talk skill wise because if we are talking skill wise, there's no reason that Jadakiss and the Locks isn't one of the top shits ever coming out of New York.
Yeah.
Right. It's all a popularity contest with hip hop, and that's how that's how 50 won.
Yeah, he did.
He was just popular. That story of him getting shot 9 times and surviving boosted his shit.
He sure did.
Yeah.
And that was Irv, like, you can't be out here speaking all this gangster stuff. And he survived, and he became popular, and he tore your whole Murder Inc. down with that. Like, after that, it was who was looking for Ja Rule? Who was worried about Ashanti besides her sideburns? Nobody. But nobody worried about nothing of Murder Inc.
See, that case crippled him, though. But, like, even with that said, like, some of Irv's explanation, like, oh, Ashanti wasn't down with it. She kind of left us hanging high and dry during the trial. And it's like, bro, like, she's a recording artist. She's not like
she's not a thug.
She's not a thug. She's not a street chick. She grew up in the suburbs.
He was hyping her. She was gonna stick around for that downfall. No,
it's like she wasn't obligated.
Like, so, we ain't married. You're married. I'm not married.
Irv, he came out corny. Like, you got more expectations from her. Like, it's like, come on, man. It's just all cornball.
Tragic.
Shit, but
exactly. And that's why when he went on Drink Champs and he was talking about, this, that, and the third, all I could think of is that nigga's lying. He was on some Freaky Zeke type lies too. You remember when Freaky Zeke was telling that story about him in the shootout and how, he held the nigga and then, they shot and he got hit and then he swung the nigga's legs to go get his pipe and then the nigga, I'm like, shut the fuck up, Freaky. Freaky Zeke, a lying motherfucker.
If you notice during that interview though, Ja Rule was like, when does the hurt end? Like, you could tell Ja Rule was like, nigga, we sick of it. Like, stop bringing her up. He trying to stay neutral, but he like, bro, like, man, you doing like it's your humble, like, nigga, chill the fuck out. Like, listen, like, leave her alone. He is corny.
What you said. All right, shit. And with that being said, we off this. Like, big ups to Ashanti. I know she's re-releasing her debut album, and Irv is mad as shit about that. She's just gonna re-record it and re-release it.
Yep, because he won't give her masters. Heartbroken nigga shit.
So he just gonna re-record it. She's just gonna re-record it and re-release it somewhere else.
How do you think that's about to go with her re-recording?
It's not gonna be the same. I mean,
it's not.
Because a lot of times people like live versions are good, but like a recreation, like it just ain't the same. It's not the original.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Because she can't do identical to that because then that's
copyright. Yeah. It was that whole energy and space. It can't be duplicated. People are in love with that certain moment.
Exactly, but big ups to her. I hope it works out well for her.
Yes, she doing her thing. Don't even talk about Irv and all that, Shanti. She's like, I'm above it. Whatever.
It's above me now. So
we won't do like Irv and stay on it though. So
right. All right,
what we got next on the list?
Offset suing Quality Control, his label, and probably effectively ending the Migos for rights to his solo music. But I'm pretty sure Migos as a group is still on the label, but like they're just broken up now. How y'all feeling about that? Do you think it's gonna potentially end what we know as probably the best like rap group in the last couple of years, 5 years maybe? Or if not most popular, like most like sales wise, they've been one of the more influential. In the last like 5 years or so, for sure.
I didn't know Cardi B was Spanish for Yoko Ono. This is what happens when you let a female get in your brain and start telling you deserve this, you deserve that. You start believing that shit. look, these niggas came up from the trenches together, from doing whatever they do in motherfucking Atlanta and hustling and all that, to living in the same house and all this. He goes and gets with one female. Now he's, I need more. I deserve more. Sure, I get that. And I get actually that you're only going for your solo shit. But the deal was already there. You already had solo shit. Why wasn't you going for it then? That's all I mean, that's my question. Why weren't you going for it then? You already had solo shit.
I won't credit it to it being Cardi. If you look at the relation of groups as far back as we can go, in every single group that's ever been together that broke up, somebody wanted something more, or they wanted something solo, and they wanted to get something that they felt they deserved. So I won't credit it to it being because of Cardi. Yes, he probably does understand. He probably can get a bigger bag with her and all the endorsements that can come with that. Because I mean, Migos, outside of their music, what do they really have? Versus him and his wife, they got a lot of other stuff and other avenues they can go into to still make steady income with that. And honestly, if I'm in a group and I make some solo stuff on the side, I'm gonna want my money for my solo stuff. I don't want to split that with everybody else. That's my solo work that I did. I want money for it,
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that. I mean,
however,
I don't know.
that deal was already there.
I mean, people's feelings change. Maybe at the time he was just happy for them collectively to be getting some money. But now it's like, all right, now I probably am more knowledgeable about the business and how this stuff work now. And now I did a little extra work. I want my money from that. Who's to say that the rest of them aren't really feeling like, well, if I made this song on the side, I want money from that too. It's just now because he's suing them, it's becoming a big thing. But I don't know. I feel like if I make something from a group and I make something on my own, I don't feel like the rest of the group is entitled to that. What we do collectively, yeah, we do. But if I do something on the side, I want my money from it.
So I'm gonna have an old head moment. Like I know QC, but do like the Migos, do they actually own the label, or is it somebody else's label that just signed all them people? Okay.
It's somebody else.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's gonna like he has any beef with his people. It's more the label shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and I can understand that. I mean, business is business. If the business ain't right, you got a right to voice your opinion on it.
Normally, I would agree with you right there, but the fact that it broke up the whole group means something else is up. You see what I mean?
Well,
Normally,
no, I mean,
they would still be Migos. They're not Migos no more.
Yeah, contractually, I mean, they're probably still Migos, but it's just like until the paperwork get worked out, they're probably not gonna release anything under Migos. Like
they can't.
Yeah, I know.
But
so
if you listen to what was it? God Did, DJ Khaled's new album.
Yeah.
Quavo's on there. Takeoff's on there. No Offset. Offset's not nowhere to be mentioned on that album.
Are they on the same track?
Yep.
Yeah, because they can't say Migos or you know what I mean? Like it'll probably
exactly. So it just lets me know that something is up, man. Because if they felt that he was in the right, they would have joined him. Like, I'm not just gonna let him be out here by himself.
No, you ain't talking my money because you got a different opinion.
Yeah.
They still got bills to pay.
Quavo did solo shit. Takeoff, I don't know if he ever did any solo things because he was.
But how do we know they didn't get paid from that?
We don't know. But
we
know that somebody's out there feeling like they deserve more.
Yeah.
Takeoff is the better one though. Like he's the best out.
Quavo's the best one.
Nah,
Quavo's the best one.
Nah, it's Takeoff. You gotta. I'm telling you, man. But okay.
But they probably could have been like, I'll settle for like, maybe they're like, I'll take 50 racks off of this one. And maybe Offset's like, nah, I want 100 racks off of it. And they're not okay with that. So it could be a difference of that. He could feel like his worth is more and they could feel like their worth ain't that much as what Offset could think. So it could be something of that. He just feels like he's entitled to a little bit more and they're probably okay with what they got. I mean, I think it could be a lot of different factors into it. Like, who's to say what you are owed for that?
That's true too, but the fact that they're still on the label and he ain't, that just speaks volumes to me.
What label are they actually on though?
QC.
They're still on that, like individually?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know how they're signed, but I do know that they're still signed to QC.
He signed his
Like
own
if they signed
contract,
as
right?
Migos or if they signed
Yeah.
as Takeoff and Takeoff and Quavo.
Yeah, that's just the issue with him and the label. I don't
Yeah.
see that being like a Migos level thing.
Yeah. I can see it being with the
I
label,
guess.
as a lot of groups do end up having issues
Yeah.
with the label.
Yeah. I mean, and that's fine if it's the label, but the fact that there's still two people on there still contributing to the label and one not, that just
They probably
that's
don't
where
have
my
a
mind
choice.
goes.
They might be cool with it. like
That's what I'm
They
saying.
may
If
not
they're
have a
they each
cool
choice.
with
signed
it,
their own contract. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
if they're cool with it, that just lets me know that whatever Offset got going on, it sounds like he's going something out of proportion or he's getting greedy. That's
Yeah.
all. I mean, it's about as close as I can get it.
today's price ain't yesterday's prices, like my man Joe said.
Hello.
I
Inflation,
like,
baby. I
yeah,
used to
it's
be
an
okay with 50
inflation. I
racks. I
used to
ain't no
be
more.
this. Yeah, I used to
Hey,
be this. I'm now
I'm not.
this.
and you're
You
probably
signed when I was
100% right.
here. I'm up here now. Match where I'm
Yeah,
at. Like,
the prices went up, baby. What can I
And,
say?
and you're 100% right, probably. But hey, until all the details come out, that's all I can go off of.
get your money, Offset.
Get your money, man. That's all you get your
Hey,
money, man. All right,
don't be on
next.
no fuck shit. Don't spurn somebody because you want more. You're being greedy, David Ruffin.
All right, next up, Vanessa Bryant wins her civil case against the city of Los Angeles over the photo mishap involving the first responders that responded to the crash site on that day.
As she should.
Mishap.
Yes, she got 16. Another gentleman got 15, and yeah. How y'all feeling about that? It came right in time because Kobe's birthday was just like last week,
Yes.
something like that.
24th?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
23rd.
That's so crazy that his birthday. So 23. I think
23rd.
it's his birthday. 8/23.
Yeah, 23rd.
Or is it 8/24? No, it's 8/23 because
23,
Dave
and
Chappelle's
then
birthday is
yeah.
8/24. Either way, fuck the police. They deserve to, be held accountable for what they did. Are you over? Look, there's a time and a place for cameras. Right then and there was not it. Straight up.
It wasn't
You know what I
evidence
mean?
of
I know
job
what,
function.
right?
Yeah.
Like I know what you're gonna do with those photos, bro. You're not slick. You know what I mean? You're just, oh, I got the exclusive photos of Kobe and Gianna right after they passed. Like, nah, you're not slick, bro. We know what the ulterior motive for those photos were. You're not slick. That's fucked up. So fuck the police. Bunch of scumbags, all of them. And I'm glad she deserved more. I heard she asked for more. She should have got it, but it is what it is.
I think it was very distasteful for them to do that, and I agree she should have definitely won more than that. Like, just for them to put themselves in her shoes, like your loved one just died. Do you want somebody taking a picture of that? Like, they literally just died. Like, what are you about to do with that picture? Like, for what? Like, why do you want to have that in your phone? That's disgusting to me. Like, why would you want to keep that? Like, that's somebody's loved one. Like, you want to have a photo of that because it's Kobe Bryant? Like, you felt that was okay to do, but you wouldn't do it in no other plane crashes. Like, for what? Like, that, she should have got her and the Manchester, who was the father of one of the other victims. Her and his wife and daughter were in the crash too. They definitely, I feel like it was good that they both got equal amounts. It was necessary, but both of them lost loved ones that were very important to them. I don't feel like because it was Kobe, family should have got paid less or less more. So I do like the fact they both got paid equal amounts in that. Nothing's gonna bring their loved ones back, and that definitely was something that I could see being very traumatic. Like, why do you want to have that? What are you gonna do with that? Like, it's creepy. So big ups to her for getting that money. She definitely deserved it. I'm happy she even went after it in the first place because some people might have just let it go. Not that she really needed it, but it was like the principle. Like, why would you do that? So
Right.
I'm happy she got what she deserved in that. She got more.
I think it's also setting precedents. Now it's on record that, police, you can't do this.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? You can't do this, celebrity or not. You just can't do it. Why is your phone out?
Agreed.
Put that shit away. Why is your camera out? We know what you're up to. The jig is up. You know what I mean? Like, knock it off. do your job and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marlon?
Yeah, it's definitely like you guys said, distasteful to even do something like that. The lady probably didn't even know that her husband and daughter are dead, and they had
Right.
already spread that around to how many officers by then. Yeah, so I mean, I'm glad they won. Like you said, I think they should have won a lot more, but hey, at least they got something right for once. But yeah.
Facts.
And oh yeah, just to mention, Vanessa donated it to the Mamba and Mamacita Foundation. So
Mhm.
she didn't really like
Mhm.
take the money personally for herself. So yeah,
Correct.
Yeah.
She
but
don't
good
need
on
the
them.
money personally. It was more of like a, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
a principle type, like the Crystal
Mhm.
says, more on just on principle. So,
Happy
big
belated
ups to
birthday,
Vanessa.
Kobe. His birthday just
What you
passed.
said,
Happy
what
belated.
you said.
Hi,
I know
Kobe.
what you're thinking, Marlon. I know what you're
Hey,
thinking,
hi, Kobe.
but
Next up, uh, Netflix released a documentary about Manti Te'o and the dead girlfriend hoax that he was involved in a couple of years ago. For those that don't know, he was a football prospect, and he was supposed to be projected to be one of the higher picks. And a story came out about his grandma and his girlfriend dying on the same day, and then come to find out that the girlfriend portion was a lie, and he had never met this person, and it was secretly somebody catfishing him. So,
Mm.
um, with that said, did y'all get a chance to see it? The full explanation
No,
of it?
no, I did catch the synopsis of it.
Okay.
Um, and to me, I mean, I know about this. I'm a Charger fan, as you can see. So yeah, I mean that's a Lakers hat, but I bolted up. Um, I knew about the story the whole time from inception, right? So I don't really need. I'm going to watch it, but I don't really need to
Yeah,
watch it
yeah.
just because. Um, catfishing when he got catfish wasn't even it. There was no name for it. Notice we
Yeah.
say hoax because that's what it was. You know what I mean? It became so normal after he came out or it got exposed that he had been catfish that they gave it a name, catfishing. I don't know even why that's the term for it, but it is what it is, right? It's so normal now to catfish somebody. There are females sitting in makeup all day catfishing people. That's how normalized it is. However, at the time,
Y'all niggas
it
getting
was
implants and fake beards and shit too. Hey, Caroline,
who,
y'all catfishing too.
who,
I mean, that's y'all
who.
particularly. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, because like
It's a thing.
as soon as they put BBLs in the dingaling, I'm out. I'm going to Miami.
I'm getting
What you
some
I,
new
said?
fake dreads. Don't
I
worry.
know somebody who could put in some dreads on some men. Sure do. It's a
Hey,
thing.
let's do it. I'll be a
Yeah.
model, but you can only keep them in for like what, 2 weeks?
You can go like every 2 weeks. Same way you get a haircut every 2 weeks. You get your new dread lace front every 2 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's just like what, $300?
Maybe they
They
still
do
do
it.
Exactly.
it.
Like, I'm
But
sorry, I
see,
can't I
but they
can't
do
pay
it,
for
but
your hair. I gotta get mine done. Like, you know
exactly.
what I mean? Like,
I need to
it's
I
gonna
need to
change
wait. I need to wait
dynamics.
until I finesse one of these WNBA players. Once I finesse one of them, then she gonna take me shopping. I'm gonna be out at the Prada and the Gucci store, laced up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell her I'm pregnant. So on.
Y'all gonna be flying coach. But
Hey, it's
okay.
all on her though, so I ain't tripping. It's all on her. She gonna fly me out to Denver because Dubai is too expensive. Yeah, I'm about to get this money going. You know what I mean? But back to Manti Te'o. Yeah, man, it happens. That's how shit got started in my eyes, the catfishing. But now it's just a normal part of society. It feels like motherfuckers just out here lying to everybody.
Cause y'all
Hate to see it
weirdos.
happen to them though.
They weirdos. They let us be online, and people just corrupted that whole interaction.
Agreed.
Yes, yes, yes,
I don't
For
even know
yes.
who Mai Tai is, but we gonna
Again
hopefully
with the
start
my
talking.
time.
Manti, I watched the documentary. The part that I just wasn't feeling, cause I guess I'm more related to what he went through was the guy, because they interviewed the guy that catfished him, and
Hmm.
she ended up transitioning. So you know what I mean? Like it became a story about, oh, with this scandal, I was able to come out, and be myself. And it was just like, man, fuck your story. Like I get it, like I, I respect it or whatever, but it's just like fuck your story. Like you ruined this person's life because
Trust.
you couldn't look inward and just accept yourself for who you were. You know what I mean? Or went through
Hmm.
and got healthy, like went through healthy avenues to, you know, come out. But it's just like you messed up this guy's life, and it wasn't something temporary. Like it really affected his life. He probably lost $10 million just
Wow.
because people were thinking XYZ
He was a
about him
liar.
because of that situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
Now
but
they
like,
calling them stupid, and you can't think outside the box, and what kind of trust do you have in a motherfucker you met on? You know what I mean,
yeah, it's just
it's damaging
the documentary. It just
mentally.
made like her. It made her out to be like something else, and it's just like, no, you're an asshole, and you still are. Like, it's like it don't matter. But
You're a
like,
con artist.
Manti, he better than me because like he actually forgave her. He was just like, I
Mm,
don't want nothing to happen to her. Well, she hadn't transitioned, so they were calling her he. He was like,
okay.
I don't want nothing to happen to him and his family. We're good. Like, I was just like, man, like, because it would still be on site for me. Like, if that happened to me, you know what I mean? Like we not forgiving
The
shit.
woman now, you can't fight her.
Like my anger
Right?
is down. Like I don't have anger over it, but it's still on site. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
but yeah,
100%. I agree.
it's definitely worth a
You got to
watch.
run my ones, old girl.
You
You got
can't
to
fight
run
the
my
woman.
ones, old
It's a
girl.
woman now.
Got it.
Yeah.
You
Got it.
can't. You can't.
All right. Next up, the Sean Watson saga has ended. He's no charges filed. He settled with everybody. Got suspended and a fine, but it was a lot of BS because at first he got 6 games, and then the NFL went back and said, "Nah, we're gonna give him like we're trying to give him the whole season," And it was a
Hmm.
big thing, because just like, well, y'all just doing this to potentially
Be
sweep some
spiteful.
money, like the PC thing, to look good, like the
Hmm.
optics, really. What do y'all think about his suspension? Do you think it should have been longer, shorter? Should he ever be in the league?
So
It was good.
it ended up being 11 games. He got to sit out, and that's more than half the season. Um, do I think he should have been suspended longer? Knowing what I know about the case and the situation, yeah. To sit this one out, what I mean, like, think about what you did, see if you can learn and come back, right? Um, Speaking from an athlete standpoint, no, he should have took the 6 games because that's what they all initially agreed to. Stand by your agreement, right? Don't double back. That's double jeopardy. But apparently in the NFL, the penalty of double jeopardy doesn't exist. So it is what it is. Um, he's still getting paid. What is it? $230 million or something like that, right?
Yeah.
All
Yep.
guaranteed.
Hmm.
So what does it matter? Yeah, exactly. All of it, every penny of it is guaranteed. So the Browns definitely wanted it to be shorter so they can get their money's worth. Now, if he goes out and has a career-ending injury or uh, some type of injury in general where he doesn't play no more, they look like suckers. And I don't wish that upon him. Let me knock on some wood. Um, but I am excited to see that he can just put this all behind him and kind of get back to football. Hopefully, it works out for him. That's
Good. Good.
that's all I got.
Um, I don't know. Like at this point, it was fake to me. That's what it felt fake. Um, I felt like the league, like if they hadn't heard people complaining about him only getting 6 games, then like they wouldn't have even thought about extending the suspension. They would just let it
Mhm.
go away. But it's the fact that the backlash was like swift and like everybody's like, what the fuck? There's it was 24 women around, like, yeah, 24 to 30 women. And it's just like, what's going on here?
Right?
So yeah, like I mean, I just the whole situation is just all jacked up, really. Um, like if you get charged with like 24 counts of, or like if somebody's suing you that many people and they're trying to bring up some of the charges on criminal side, it's like, yeah, you probably need to be out for, quite a long time or, possibly forever. Cause like that's just a lot.
Yeah,
That's crazy. So
I mean, look what they did to Bill Cosby over allegations that may or may not have been. Yeah, he's 80 some years old. He had to go sit down for 3 years in federal prison. I mean,
You should have said
they
longer.
don't give a fuck. He should have
that
got
nigga,
longer.
that nigga Bill did all that shit.
Everything.
he, he,
Maybe.
he, he
Everything.
thinking that like I'm glad that the other 30 didn't come out. Because like, bruh,
Hello.
what have I told you?
Go make sure they paid off so they don't come out either. Yes.
You can tell how great a man is by giving him a large amount of money. Because
This is
a
true.
lot of these motherfuckers
This
will
is true.
use it for evil. Like it's just
Mhm.
it is what it is. A man with a lot of money, that's just like, all right, you're not hearing no.
No, they're
But
not.
yeah, you're not hearing a lot of no. So it's just like, all right. So like, I mean, I'm not gonna argue. Oh, but like, did he do like 70 plus? I don't know. I probably, I don't know. That's a lot. That sounds like a
Some,
lot. Because I
from
mean,
what
like,
I heard, it was like 4 dozen rapes.
that's what, like, because if that's true, he's the most notorious rapist ever in the world. And not like, I just
Ever.
don't believe that. But like, did he do at least one? Like, hell yeah, he did. And that's all it takes. One is enough. So
It's
it's
enough.
like
It
one's
is.
enough
True
to
that.
convict them all. So it's like that shouldn't matter. You know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, Bill
You
did all that.
shouldn't be still allowed to play. Now,
My
these
problem with it
massage
is,
sessions, it was like massage sessions he was at, right?
Yeah, he was getting
yeah,
inappropriate in the
Are
massage
these
session.
through the NFL?
No,
no.
his own personal
His own personal. Okay.
within the
He
span
would
of
he would go
18
on
months.
IG and find these models who quote unquote
You know what
provided
that is.
massages and fly them out.
If
Come on
you
now.
if you needed a massage therapist or a chiropractor, is you going to IG to go hit some people up?
I
No.
would
Come on
not.
now. Preach
I'm
now.
going.
Come on now.
I'm
Let the church
going
say
to
amen.
Google. I'm checking reviews. See
Exactly.
your work.
Let
Like
the
he
church
knew.
say amen.
I feel like it was premeditated. He kind of already knew like their IG model. I can probably get away with a little bit
So
extra with this.
so with that
And
being
it's too
said,
much.
you're flying this chick out. Don't you have certain expectations?
He does.
And don't she have certain expectations? Because he's not flying her out, coach. He's
It
not,
depends on the conversation.
making her pay for the ticket.
I think
I don't know the
it
conversation.
depends on their conversation that led up to him booking that flight. Was it under
Okay.
the pretense of I'm coming to do a job, I may hire you long term to be my personal
No,
masseuse? Like, what was the
absolutely not.
conversation led up to, or was it,
It
hey, I'm
was
gonna
on
fly you
somebody.
out? I
It
see
was
you on
like one of
IG.
our fans sliding into your DM.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
As a professional, like if I
No,
put myself in the place of the masseuse, as a professional, I'm on IG, I'm trying to be big. Like this football player could take me to that level. I'm making sure all of our conversations are strictly business. If at any point in that conversation something seemed a little fishy, I gotta go because it don't sound right. Like if we're in different locations, yeah, I expect you to fly me out. That's part of this. If you want my personal services, you're going to fly me out. You're paying for travel expenses. Like that's how I would look at it. But I feel like maybe some of them might have had a prelude to this may not just be about business. It may be something extra, and then probably hopped on at the end. But then in some cases, there could have been some situations where it was pure business. And like you said, they have all this money. No is not no to them. So it could go either way. I do feel like if there is validity to any of these, he should have been suspended the entire year.
No, you should be out.
Or out. Yeah. Because I just like it's basically saying you can do this, you can pay $5 million for it, and then still make how much was it guaranteed?
234 million.
million.
What is 5 to that? Nothing.
Exactly.
So, and I probably have this trauma for the rest of my life. No, you should be done.
Exactly.
It should be a wrap for you. And each
Exactly.
person should have got paid
But
5
hey,
mil of that 200 and whatever. Each woman should have got paid 5 mil out of that.
I'm like,
he be broke.
Good.
in using the Cosby analogy I just did he do something crazy with all the women? I don't know.
We don't.
Maybe I'm pretty sure there's like one that's kind of milking it. But did he at least whip
Yeah, the
his dick
one
out?
that didn't settle.
But did he at least whip his dick out and on one of them? And they wasn't
Yes.
expecting it? Yes, he did
Absolutely.
that shit.
So
it's
you're
like,
guilty.
come on.
He did that
Yeah,
shit.
it's like
Whether you do it 1 time or 40 times, you still did it.
you at least showed her your neck when she didn't want to see it. But
Yeah.
I like that's the
You're
very
gonna
least. That happened. But hey.
Because you still get to
Yeah.
live your life as normal. She probably has trauma from doing any private sessions with people now. Like, you just messed up her whole livelihood, but you still get to have yours and get over 200 million for that? Like, I would have castrated him. Broke a shoulder or something. You would have had a lifetime injury. You play football where? Breaking something.
But hey.
Next up, brother.
All right, lastly, had a lot of people pass away. Bill Russell,
Michelle Nichols
from Star Trek, Pioneer, Teddy Ray, the
Absolutely.
comedian. Yeah,
R.I.P. Teddy Ray.
we losing all the great ones, man.
Yeah, Ray Liotta, which is a
Ray
complete shock to
Liotta.
me. Yeah, that was a complete shocker to me. He was in his 60s. You know, he looked like he was doing good, and just out of nowhere, he gone. You know what I mean? One of the guys from The Sopranos is gone too.
Oh yeah, Paulie Walnuts.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
You
to
know,
all them.
yeah, man. Go ahead.
Is that why you got these gates behind you?
Oh nah, this is
You're gonna meet
because
everybody.
my next door app on my phone, they've been going in on something. These motherfuckers are shooting, stabbing, like it's crazy out here. It's like next door app is my favorite app. It's like watching Cops, but it's got Craigslist on it. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just like, all right.
It's called Next Door.
The Next Door. Look up that app. Boy, put in
I
your
be on a
neighborhood.
Ring app. I ain't never seen a Next Door app.
Yeah, it's like Facebook for the neighborhood, kind of.
I'm dead.
See, I had that on Ring. It's like a Ring community that tells us that it's a lot of stuff happening. Ladies, be careful. They are starting to do these things to where I heard it's like, well, right now it's a slew of cars getting broken into. Kia and Hyundai cars are getting broken into after a TikTok video went viral about being able to jack the car with a USB cord. That's been going out. There's been things to where I've seen a lot of women, like trafficking starting to become like bigger than what it's been. And guys are starting to put, like, if they watch a girl, they see her by herself, they put like a zip tie on her car handle or her car handle, door handle, and that makes somebody follow them, or they're purposely like put something behind their tires. So when they drive, it pops their tires and they have to stop and they're by themselves. That's become a thing that's been like popular. Like, everybody out there, be careful. Stuff happening in like
nuts.
TJ with the cartel and stuff. Like, it is crazy.
That I heard of. TJ done ramped up his TJ, if that makes sense.
Crazy.
Like TJ on steroids down there right now, man. Jesus Christ. Pray for them all.
Be careful. I'm about to download this Next Door.
But back to the rest in pieces, man. Teddy Ray, very funny man. Very, very funny man. My favorite bit of his is you identify as X, I identify as skinny. Yeah, yeah, I mean, the man, Big Teddy, man, he was pushing 350, 400. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's Big Ted, man. And he said, I identify as skinny. It was like, why are y'all laughing? This is it's good stuff right there, man. Loved him, everything he did on All Def. You know what I mean? Shout out to All Def for giving him a platform to, showcase his skills. Definitely gonna be one of the missed comedians, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Gone way too soon.
Yep. And also,
y'all don't know about him, go check him out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, Bill Russell. And
Champion pioneer right there.
yeah, one of the winningest players ever in a sport, and also like this big like activist, just a real good
Hmm.
guy. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Excuse me. Yeah. Um, player coach, activist, writer, all that. You know what I mean? He did a lot in his 80, what, 83, 84 years of living?
Yeah,
Something
quite
like
a
that.
bit. And then Miss
You know what I
Nichols,
mean?
she was a pioneer on TV. One of the
You know what I
first,
mean? The
like,
first interracial kiss ever
yeah,
on television. Think about that. This is 1966, 67, and it was the first time on television they ever showed. Well, no, yeah, somewhere around there because it was color.
yeah. I think it
And
was
it's the
like
first
early
time they showed
'60s, early '60s. Yeah,
the Star Trek. I think it
yeah.
was 66, 67, somewhere around there.
Uh,
I believe so. I'd have to look it up, but it was the first interracial kiss ever shown in television history. Nowadays, not only you have interracial, you got same sex, you got everything going on television. So just think about
True.
that moment and the progress that needed to happen before, you know what I mean, that could take place. It's kind of crazy. And it still pissed off a lot of people when they watch Star Trek. So think about that too.
1960s.
hmm
It just says 60s. It doesn't say the exact
It
year.
just says 1960s. She broke the major race barrier as the star of
Correct.
1960s sci-fi series.
hmm
The show
This is
first
true.
aired in '66.
Oh wow. Okay, you were right. Go
She
ahead.
was
I
one
was
of the first
close.
African American
No, you
females
were
to play a
right.
leading
You
role.
said '66. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
'66.
Hey.
So,
And it was the first interracial kiss on American television.
Hmm.
so we could blame her for loving hip hop. Because I mean, technically, if she didn't get her black ass on that
I'm sick
TV
of you.
screen, if she didn't get her black ass on that TV screen, we would have to deal with these motherfuckers acting fool on TV. You gotta take some
All right,
accountability.
we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. That's what we're not gonna do.
Hey, all right.
That's not what
I'm
we.
done.
That was him, Miss Nichols. That was him. Uh
Damn straight.
Always different.
Shit.
I'm dead. That's funny as hell. Oh shit.
That's big.
But
Dang.
yeah, shout out and rest in peace to all those we lost so far, and to those we will lose. I hope I mean, we don't lose, but we unfortunately time makes a monkey out of all of us. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, uh, I think that's it. Y'all got anything else,
That's it.
Marlon?
Nah,
We back.
We
we're
back.
back. Uh,
Season 2. It's the grand
Reopening.
Quiet.
we got the front window shot out a couple of times. We have to go out of business real quick. But now it's gentrified enough where we back. We back in the neighborhood.
Hey, y'all come on down to the aquatics, man, to the Greenbox. It's the pank.
Yes, yes.
Feel like we the pank of the podcast life. You know what I mean, come on down to the pank.
For sure, for sure.
I'm
Watch
dead.
us, talk to us. We'll start
All of
tagging
that.
like our social media stuff so y'all can talk to us if y'all want to. Don't hit me with no creep
Yeah,
stuff. I'm gonna block you immediately. Please don't.
I don't want to know.
But
do it anyways. It's funny.
y'all can slide it maybe.
I don't like y'all. I don't want you hitting me up.
Uh, that's essentially what she said. But anywho, all right, y'all. Let's go ahead and sign it on off. Then you know what I mean. It's your boy Just Lando, with my main peoples.
Marlon.
Go ahead for it. Y'all go. Can y'all get it together, please? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Try that again.
You only got it out of me once. Yeah,
All
bitch.
right, that works.
The girl Miss Coco.
What you said. All right, y'all. We out of here. Mr. Marlon, take us home, G.
To all my fellas, stay up, kings. All my ladies, leave your man at home because it's 11:30 in the park or whatever. That's how I say that out of my head. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm dead.
Oh,
Hey, y'all, we out of here, y'all. Peace.
Hey.